In this video, I'm going to show you how to make perfect grains every single time. Grains are very easy to make, and mushrooms love them. Most beginners try to avoid them because they think they are difficult to get right. However, they're very simple, and in this video, I'm going to show you just how simple they are. In this video, I'm going to prep 3 jars of rye berries. For every jar you plan to make, you will use 1 cup of dried berries. Make sure your rye berries are 100% organic and haven't been treated with any fungicides. I'll place a link to what I use below. Start by placing a pot in your sink and add your grains. Make sure there's enough room for your grains and water. Using cold water, wash off the grains and empty out the water. I use a strainer to catch any grains that pour out. Repeat this washing process at least 3 times or until the water runs off clear. This is going to remove any dirt or dust or other plant matter that might be in the grains. After you've washed them and the water runs off clear, fill the pot with water till it's about 3 inches above the grain level. You don't have to be precise with the water. It's better to overfill than underfill. Next, we're going to add some gypsum. Add 1 tablespoon of gypsum for every 3 cups of grains that you use. Add the gypsum and mix it up well. Gypsum adds calcium and sulfur nutrition to the grains and prevents the grains from clumping up in the pressure cooker. Now we're going to let the grains soak for 24 hours. I like to cover them with a shopping bag to prevent anything from falling in while they soak. Place them on a shelf or countertop for 24 hours. After 24 hours, it's time to simmer them on the stove. The water level should still be above the grains. Place them on the stove on medium-high heat. Use a spoon to stir them occasionally to prevent the berries from sticking to the bottom of your pot. Allow the water to reach a gentle simmer. You don't want a huge rolling boil. Once the water starts to simmer, set a timer for 10 minutes and mix the berries every 2 to 3 minutes. While the berries are simmering, I like to get my mesh strainers ready. I place them in my tub with a couple of bowls underneath them to catch the water. This water is filled with nutrients and can be diluted to use for liquid cultures. You can also use it for your garden or houseplants. After the berries have simmered for 10 minutes, turn off your stove and strain them in your mesh strainer. And use a spoon to get out all the grains. Now you need to get the grains to the perfect moisture content. This is the part that most people find confusing, but I assure you it's very easy to get right. As the steam rises, it dries the surface of your grains. So every 2 to 3 minutes, you want to shake up the grains in the strainer to release that steam. Do this over the course of 20 minutes. Every 2 to 3 minutes, shake up the grains and allow that steam to release. After 20 minutes and shaking your grains occasionally, we're going to test them to make sure they're at a good moisture content. To do this, take a sheet of toilet paper and a pinch of your grains. Place the grains on the toilet paper and leave them there for a few seconds. Remove the grains and hold the toilet paper up to the light. You should see no watermarks on the toilet paper. If there's no watermarks, the grains are ready. If there is watermarks, allow them to dry a little longer till they pass this toilet paper test. Once the grains are ready, place them in a bowl and using a spoon or a measuring cup, fill your jars till all of your jars are filled evenly. You want the same amount of grains in each jar to make sure they sterilize evenly in the pressure cooker. When you fill the jars, you'll notice a little condensation from the heat of the grains forming in the jar. This is totally normal. However, you shouldn't see big droplets of water running down the sides. Basically, it shouldn't look like the inside of your fruiting chamber. Once your jars are filled, place the lids on your jars firmly and cover them with foil. The foil is there to prevent steam from entering through your filter and throwing off the moisture content of your grains. Now place the grains in your pressure cooker and cook them at 15 psi for 90 minutes. Don't start your 90-minute timer until the PC has reached 15 psi. After 90 minutes, turn off your stove and allow the pressure to build down naturally. Leave the jars in the pressure cooker overnight and allow them to fully cool before removing them. Once your jars have cooled down, remove them from the pressure cooker and remove the foil. When the jars come out, move them around, shake them up. You should see the grains easily fall apart with no big clumps of grains. This means that the grains are at the perfect moisture content and that they are ready to be inoculated with your favorite mushroom spores or liquid culture. I hope this video gave you the confidence to prep grains like a pro. There are links to everything that I use below. And as always, I appreciate your support, and if you have any questions, drop them in the comments and I'll be happy to help. Good luck, stay safe, and keep exploring.